as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Baltimore Ravens. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. They go play action with Willis. It got his man complete. Down the right sideline. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Carlson's extra point up and good. And that makes the score 7-0.
Ravens nothing. Anders Carlson to kick off for the Packers.
Carlson back out there now to send this one away. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And this one's incomplete. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
3rd down and 13. Here's Jackson to throw. Throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 33. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 39 yards there, a big one.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They're looking at a 2nd and 8 now from the 10. Completed out left to Dobbs. And it's a Packers touchdown. Romeo Dobbs from 10 yards out. And the Packers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Carlson on for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. Duvernay now going to bring it out. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Devin Duvernay. He might take this all the way. And he takes it all the way, but there is laundering on the field. A flag is down, and I think this one's coming back.
I agree.
They run over center with Mitchell. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd down, here's Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. 3rd down and 1. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he's going to have the 1st down as he's marked down just shy of the 20.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Now Jackson on 1st down. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven 1st.
And not all spectacular catches are the result of a pass that maybe was not thrown quite right. Sometimes it's thrown in the perfect spot, and you have to just go get it. And he did that right there.
No fear there in the middle of the field. They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. When you look at this Packers defense, this unit 3rd best in the NFL in stopping the run.
Numbers don't tell you everything, but they do paint a pretty good picture. We're talking about 2 top 5 units going at each other. 1 in running the ball, 1 in stopping the run. I think this is going to be a whole lot of fun myself.
Here's Jackson. Looking for the out route. He's got his man. It's Mitchell. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Raven passing game getting in sync, another 1st down.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Jackson. That is caught. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers, 38 yards. And the Ravens have got it back to within a score.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as a wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their dreams of an undefeated season shattered with the loss a week ago. Now look, whenever an undefeated team goes down, you always hear some say, well, they needed that. I don't know, Charles, is that a narrative that you buy into?
Well, I haven't met a coach yet that feels like they needed that loss. You know, that's not something that they're in favor of. But I do know this. People like us, our colleagues, all of us in the media, constantly hammering a team that's undefeated. Hey, do you think you can do it the whole season? Can you carry it the whole way? That does wear down a group, and sometimes that loss, get us off your back, you can move forward from there.
It's a big play there for Green Bay. 42 yards.
First down, Green Bay.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Dobbs goes in motion. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Packers 14, Ravens 7.
The Packers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Okay, ready?
Now Willis to throw. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
The 2nd down throw by Willis. And Watson has it right side. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Again, it's Willis to throw it. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. On now is the Packers punter, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number two, win your division. Number three, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number one seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. And he has now hit number 500. Charles, that is his 500th NFL career catch.
Definitely worthy of applause, but I remember when 500 meant you were going to the Hall of Fame. Nowadays, in today's football, 500 puts you on the path, a significant number.
And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
On first down, they go back to Mitchell. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far in this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. On first and 10, it's Jackson. Left side, that's caught by Mitchell. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Brandon, you know, this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up first and goal.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
Jackson eluding the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Mitchell, and he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead, we're looking at a little more of a scat back type, and he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, they went with the throw left side is complete on the diving effort. There's Flores. He's got it. Touchdown, Ravens. A great effort there, with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Ravens are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Now Willis on 1st and 10. He hits Dobbs on the crosser. And he's got a first down as he's going to be taken down. But a very nice pickup there just in front of the 2-minute warning.
Ready, check.
Play action. Here's Willis. Completes it again to Dobbs. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 43 yards.
First and goal, Green Bay.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Now Willis to throw. Towards the middle and caught by Musgrave. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal. Willis rushing him to the line in a hurry here. They'll try to run this one in. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. They were stopped last time from the 1. Now here's another try on 3rd and goal. Back to throw, Willis. Touchdown! From a yard out. And the Packers will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Now Carlson for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14.
Packers 21, Ravens 14.
So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up. And this ball will be intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now Willis on 1st and 10. Blitz coming, and down he goes. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack. Back to throw, Willis. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
18 rattle. Go.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
go now.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Anders Carlson to kick off for the Packers.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. Duvernay now going to bring it out. A lane opens here. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Well, obviously you never want to fumble, but if you do, good to be towards the sideline. It saves them the possession.
Saves the embarrassment, saves it going down on the play sheet as a turnover, but I still think it should go to the defense, even if they don't recover it. If you give up the football, you gave up the football.
Agree to disagree, I guess.
Can you tell what I played?
Yeah, you played defense.
Yeah.
I'll let you go.
I took a shot.
And now a big play to start off this drive as the shot downfield is complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers, 67 yards. And the Ravens come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Here comes the return from the very back of the end zone. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Here we go.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
Play action, Willis. Looking deep here for Dobbs. He's got it at the 15. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 58 yards.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Ready.
Here's Willis. Escaping the pressure right. Touchdown, Packers. Romeo Dobbs with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Carlson's extra point up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Ravens 21. Anders Carlson to kick off for the Packers.
Carlson back out there now to send this one away. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively, and you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And now a low liner. I think he mishit him. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. If they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Play fake. Here's Willis. And this one is incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 42.
A gain of 22 yards. First down, Packers.
Here's Willis. A complete once again to Watson. Yeah, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down.
Come back team! Come back team!
Willis now off play action. He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. His second touchdown of the night. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Carlson's extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
21. Anders Carlson to kick off for the Packers.
So now Carlson, after the touchdown, called on to send this one away. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand They've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Once again, it's Mitchell. Room here to run. And out across midfield down to the 45. 75 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
And the ball is knocked out. And the Packers pick it up. There he goes, left side. Down the left sideline. So the turnover forced, and a wonderful job on a big return.
And how about the convoy that got created to help him get all the way back upfield? I mean, that's the part that people miss on. That's practice. That's worked on. It doesn't just happen in a game and everyone rallies. They discuss it prior to, and everyone knows their role when they create a turnover like that.
Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And this time he is in. A great effort there. His 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Carlson's extra point up and good. And the lead is now 24.
Packers 45, Ravens 21. Anders Carlson to kick off.
So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. Duvernay now going to bring it out. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll start with a run by Mitchell. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Throwing is Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Jackson to Andrews on that one. 1st down, Baltimore.
I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
1st down, here's Mitchell. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down. And I think the ball's out.
Wow, that ball is not free. But a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So they recover their own fumble. Now they face 3rd and short. Try the right side with Mitchell. Past the 20. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. 129 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They needed less than a foot, and they got a lot more feet than that. Quite a run there on 3rd and short.
As a running back, you love when the defense is stacked near the line of scrimmage. You know it's going to be heavy slogging in the beginning, but if you break free, nothing but green grass ahead of you.
Yep, smooth sailing and a big run because of it. And did he get the feet down? No, they'll say he did not. It's incomplete. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player on the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This likely a must-have, 3rd and goal. Mitchell again. And he's not going too far. In fact, stopped dead in his tracks at the 3. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would
hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And this is going to be recovered by a member of the offense, but whistles come in. Remember, on 4th down, that becomes a dead ball if anyone other than the fumbler himself recovers. So it'll come back to the spot of the fumble, and that will mean that's going to wind up being a turnover on downs. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Hey, check that. Street. Ready.
Right back to him on 1st down. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Go.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Simmons. And a loose football. And that is ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself.
Here we go.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Up the middle they go. Simmons. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Now a give, right side. It's Simmons. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
He's brought down.
Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up second down. Good gain there on first down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game.
Now on the clock, the Washington Commanders. Now the Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. Next up, it's the Seahawks on the clock. Next up, the Jets are on the clock. The New York Giants are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Panthers are on the clock. The Washington Commanders are now on the clock. Next up, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. On the clock now, the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Chiefs are on the clock. Now on the clock, the Los Angeles Chargers. It's the Bills now on the clock. The Los Angeles Rams now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Denver Broncos. And now, on the clock, it's the Arizona Cardinals. The Detroit Lions now on the clock. With the next selection, the Falcons are on the clock. The Seattle Seahawks are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Seattle Seahawks. The Aviators now on the clock. The 49ers on the clock now. With the next pick, the Miami Dolphins are on the clock. The Minnesota Vikings are now on the clock. The Colts now on the clock. Next up, the Indianapolis Colts are on the clock. Next up, it's the Packers on the clock. The Miami Dolphins now on the clock. The Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock now. The Philadelphia Eagles on the clock now. The Dallas Cowboys are now on the clock. The Indianapolis Colts are now on the clock. Next up, the Commanders are on the clock. It's now the Arizona Cardinals selection. They're on the clock. The Arizona Cardinals are now on the clock. The New York Jets are now on the clock. And now on the clock, it's the 49ers. It's the Bucks now on the clock. The Chicago Bears are on the clock now. The Baltimore Ravens are on the clock now. The Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. On the clock now, the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chargers are up now. They're on the clock. On the clock now, the Buffalo Bills. The Los Angeles Rams are up. They're on the clock. Next up, it's the Broncos on the clock. On the clock now, the Detroit Lions. Next up, it's the Dolphins on the clock. Next up, the Cleveland Browns are on the clock. It's the Cowboys now on the clock. Up next, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock. Now on the clock, the San Francisco 49ers. With the next pick, the Raiders are on the clock. It's now the Vikings' turn. On the clock. On the clock now, it's the Green Bay Packers. It's the Philadelphia Eagles now on the clock. The Green Bay Packers are on the clock. It's the Dallas Cowboys now on the clock. With the next selection, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now we turn to the Eagles. They're on the clock. On the clock now, the Dallas Cowboys. Now on the clock, it's the Las Vegas Raiders. With the next selection, it's the Washington Commanders. The Cardinals on the clock now. And now, on the clock, it's the Arizona Cardinals. Now, on the clock, the Giants. The Carolina Panthers now on the clock. On the clock now, the Houston Texans. With the next pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock. With the next pick, the Kansas City Chiefs are now on the clock. It's the Bears now on the clock. It's the Buffalo Bills now on the clock. Now on the clock, the Rams. The Denver Broncos are on the clock. Now on the clock, the Texans. It's the Detroit Lions now on the clock. The Cleveland Browns are now on the clock. The Dallas Cowboys are now on the clock. The Aviators now on the clock. It's now the San Francisco 49ers pick. They're up. On the clock now, it's the Miami Dolphins. The Minnesota Vikings now on the clock. It's now the Indianapolis Colts selection. It's the Cowboys now on the clock. It's the Dallas Cowboys now on the clock. On the clock now, the Dallas Cowboys. The Pittsburgh Steelers are now on the clock. The Philadelphia Eagles on the clock now. The Dallas Cowboys are now on the clock. The Las Vegas Raiders now on the clock. Now on the clock, the Washington Commanders. Now the Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. It's now the Arizona Cardinals selection. They're on the clock. With the next selection, the New York Jets. The New York Giants on the clock. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock. It's the Carolina Panthers now on the clock. With the next selection, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. The Kansas City Chiefs now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Los Angeles Chargers. The Buffalo Bills are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Los Angeles Rams. The Denver Broncos are now on the clock. The Houston Texans are now on the clock. The New York Jets on the clock now. On the clock now, the Houston Texans. The Aviators now on the clock. The San Francisco 49ers are now on the clock. With the next pick, the Miami Dolphins are on the clock. And now on the clock, the Minnesota Vikings. The Colts now on the clock. The New England Patriots are now on the clock. The Green Bay Packers are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Chicago Bears. It's the Steelers now on the clock. Up next, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock. It's the Cowboys now on the clock. The Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock. The Washington Commanders are now on the clock. Next up, it's the Seahawks on the clock. The Arizona Cardinals are now on the clock. Next up, the Jets are on the clock. The New York Giants are now on the clock. With the next selection, the Carolina Panthers on the clock. The Baltimore Ravens now on the clock. The Jaguars are on the clock now. The Chiefs are on the clock. The Los Angeles Chargers now on the clock. It's the Bills now on the clock. The Los Angeles Rams now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Denver Broncos. On the clock now, the Houston Texans. On the clock now, it's the Atlanta Falcons. With the next selection, the Browns are on the clock. It's the Tennessee Titans now on the clock. The Aviators now on the clock. The 49ers on the clock now. The Miami Dolphins now on the clock. The Minnesota Vikings are now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tennessee Titans. Next up, it's the Packers on the clock. The Chicago Bears are now on the clock. The Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock now. It's the Philadelphia Eagles now on the clock. It's the Dallas Cowboys now on the clock. With the next pick, the Raiders are on the clock. Next up, the Commanders are on the clock.
Look out! What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Look out! What's that? What's that? What's that? What is that? What's that? Look out! What's that? Look out! Look out! What's that? 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 Look out! What is that? What's that? Look out! What's that? Look out! Look out! What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Look out! What's that? What's that? What's that? What is that? What's that? Look out! What's that? Look out! Look out! What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Look out! What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Look out! What's that? Look out!
now.